Whoa, 3 videos in one day, right, guys? So I sacrificed the relics from my Herda because I don't plan to use her anymore, so that I could get some half decent Wave Strider pieces on Phanon. I was really min-maxing these relics because I had like no fucking XP. So this is the best I could get. We got 2 rolls into crit damage attack. This is good because I'm already at basically 80% crit rate. After this, we got a double crit rate attack percent. Not bad, but I would have preferred crit damage here. After this, we got 1 roll into crit damage, 1 attack. This could 100% be better, and I probably will get an upgrade in the future if I had to guess. After this, we have these boots. This is the easiest thing to upgrade out of everything I have. Truly just piss poor boots. Like, fuck, man. By the way, I crafted these. I fucking crafted these boots just to see this shit roll like that. Absolutely diabolical, right? Over here we got triple crit attack orb, and then we have double crit, a little bit of speed attack rope. Now for Phanon, I'm 100% confident, especially with the team I'm gonna run, that physical damage orb would be probably a noticeable damage increase. However, orbs are very frustrating. Okay, like, you guys have actually no, you guys probably have a very good idea of how hard it is to get damage specific orbs with double crit and with good rolls. I don't want to bother farming planar anymore, right? So it's going to be these boots and as well as this body that are the most replaceable and that I'll probably try to go for, right? Traces are not maxed. I literally just now got this skill to level 10. Holy fuck, I went from doing like 870k meteors to doing 1 millis instantly when I leveled this up once. Please level up your traces. I know you casual players out there, if you watch me for like content or just, you know, background noise, please level up your traces. They make a very significant difference in your character's performances. This over here is the next thing I plan to max. For some reason, I originally thought that this was the talent, so I leveled it up a lot when I really shouldn't have. This was the actual other priority, or second priority over the skill one, because this is what gives you the massive attack buff going into your transformation with 70% attack. The next level is 75, meaning at max it's 80. So I'm missing out on 10% more overall attack in the transformation. And yeah, I'm also missing out on a bit of crit rate and crit damage here, as you'll see. 5 speed, which will put my Phanon at 117, right? So the future plan of this account is E2 Phanon and Cyrene. I've already gone over this before. Cyrene is 100% likely going to be like the must pull when she drops. So that's basically a non-negotiable. And E2 Phanon is the most broken E2 in the game currently. I would not be surprised if E2 Phanons became nothing special, or E2 Phanon became nothing special in version 3 or version 4, right? But this E2, the reason I want it is because it makes him triple T0 in everything, right? Or technically, you could argue that the E1 does that as well, but the E2 is super broken. Why would anyone want to stop at E1, right? His E2 gives him an extra turn every time he uses a meteor and 20% res pen. This is something you almost never see, right? This is incredibly rare right here. Getting res pen on an E2 for a main DPS is like not normal. The only other person with this is a Noxa, but a Noxa is more so because he's targeted as a sub DPS. An actual pure main DPS getting res pen at E2 is genuinely insane. And so in pure fiction, what happens is, combined with this E1, you consume significantly less AV, you get 50% crit damage, 20% res pen, and because of the extra turn every time you meteor, you can get 14 turns in pure fiction, because every counter will lead to a meteor right after. So you get 7 counters, 7 meteors, and 1 finisher. A total of 15 attacks in a single ult with Phenon. The E2 is the most broken in the entirety of the game, bar none, right? So that is the plan. The only problem I have currently is my day is missing a support, right? I am currently using RMC with Phenon because I haven't built up Bronya yet. I've never had a need for her. However, now I do have a need, right? I just never needed before, but I do now. So now I plan to build up Bronya, get rid of RMC in this team. Yes, I know it's attack percent galore, but I don't care. It still works. I got E1 Robin, okay? So I want Phenon, Sunday, Bronya, Robin, and then I want to put my day with RMC, and then I'm missing a second slot, right? Now, does this really matter? Probably not. I'll just 0 cycle Sustainless with Phenon for probably the next few MOCs until Cyrene or until Cyrene or Phenon's rerun comes around. And then the second Phenon's rerun or Cyrene comes around, I no longer need to worry about this, right? Phenon will be completely shredding through endgame, and in 3.6 we'll get free Don Hung, who is his best in slot sustain that synergizes with Sunday, freeing up a support that I'm putting into Phenon's team. And then Cyrene, when she comes around in 3.7, I'll probably put her on the second slot support next to RMC for my day, and then I'll either run like Hyacine or just run Sustainless my day, right? So yeah, that's the plan going into the future for this account. I'm going to build up Bronya, then move RMC to my day team and Bronya into the Phenon team, and I am going to pull Cyrene for the second slot for my day. However, until then, my day will have to cope with just anyone, right? I will have to wait until 3.6. I'll probably remove Bronya, right? Or Robin. I don't know who I'll remove. I'll remove Bronya or Robin, and then I'll put either of the two into my day's team as a second support until Cyrene comes around. And so when Phenon's rerun comes around, I will go for E2, and then I'll have 2 E2 S1 main DPSs, all with different teams that function completely fine, right? That is the account plan. Now, some of you may be asking, oh, Saridra, fuck Saridra. Okay, I love Saridra. I genuinely do. One of my favorite designs in the entirety of the game. One of my most anticipated characters. However, she is just too ass for me to justify pulling on, right? I have been watching Saridra showcases for Phenon to try and justify pulling her. I just can't. The difference between E0 as 0 Saridra and like a Robin or a Bronya or some other character is literally like 1 Phenon turn. That's the difference that Saridra makes for Phenon clearing compared to those other supports. And so why would I ever do that, especially when I specifically have E1 Robin? Keep in mind, that is comparing to E0 S0 supports, including E0 S0 Robin. I have an E1 Robin. There is no fucking chance I actually bother pulling for Saridra in her current state. And this is why I'm skipping Phenon's E1, even though some people, recommended me it. I am skipping Phenon's E1 because I do think she will 100% get buffed, whether that be V4, V5, V6, I don't know, right? However, I want to stick out through the entire beta, even if it means I miss out on possibly Phenon's E1, so that in case, Saridra gets some massive buff in the versions, I can then pull her for Phenon if I think it's justifiable, right? But as of current, Saridra is straight dog ass. She is only best in slot for 2 DPSs in this game. For Anoxa, it's by like 5 or 10%, and for Phenon, it's by like 15 to 20% max. Right, that's a stretch. I'm pretty sure it's normally 15% in the calc sheets and in actual gameplay. So yeah, Saridra just isn't worth it at all for me to keep my eyes on, and a complete waste of pulls when I have E1 Robin right there. Ugh. Oh my god, voice crack. When I have E1 Robin right there. So yeah, that's all we have for today. An update on the main account, plans going forward, my full thoughts on my current teams, all that, right? I would like to say, I don't know if I mentioned it earlier because I have fucking, short-term memory loss at this point. My Phanon does over 1 milli meteors now. He doesn't even have this maxed out, by the way. And he does over 1 milli meteors with an RMC that has like no fucking crit damage, right? So that is against the True Sting side, right? And I'm using the Wave 1, by the way, not the actual True Sting that puts vulnerability on himself. That one does way more than just 1 milli. But the first side, he does a little over 1 milli, and it's non-physical weak. So I haven't even tried Phanon against the Hule side yet, because I still need to build up Branya first. However, man, I really can't wait to put RMC on my My Day team when I build Branya, so that I can finally try Phanon on the Hule side of this MOC, so I can see just how crazy it goes. Because 24% res pen, which is from Robin's E1, is around like a what's it called, like 30% increase in damage, right? And so I believe Hule, it should be like 20 to 30% stronger, basically, Phanon's attacks. So I should be getting like 1.3 million damage meteors onto Hule, and that shit will be pure single target, which is gonna be an amazing thing to behold. I'd also like to give a quick tip. I'll probably say this in a video I'll upload tomorrow. Basic attack actually does matter for Phanon. I didn't realize this. When I very first tried him, I was confused why his basic was doing no damage in ult. It's because this basic attack counts towards who his basic is in ult. And so you do use this actually quite often whenever you can't use the counter to, counter gimmicks of enemies. And the damage increase you get from leveling this up is actually like noticeable, right? So that's all I gotta say for today. Love you all. Hope you have a great day. Hope you have a great night. Remember to goon and peace.